All right, so we have Larry to the right, and we have Chris on the left. So Mono Blue Devotion, again, versus the white-red aggro deck. So as you can see, Larry was the second seed.
Yeah, so Matt Costa actually eliminated the number 1 seed yesterday in the top 8. So Larry is now our highest remaining seed, which means for the remainder of the tournament, he will get to be on the play in all of his matches.
Yeah, how important do you think the sideboard Banisher Priest is going to be?
The Banisher Priest is going to be pretty good, especially when you have cards like Thassa that the deck has a lot of trouble dealing with.
Yeah, exactly. I think so too. All right, so they're underway. Larry started off with the Judges Familiar. Now he has a second island, so he swings in for 1. Think we're going to see a follow-up here?
Well, yeah, but Chris has a very important play here in Soldier of the Pantheon. It has protection from multicolored, which is a lot of Larry's creature base.
Especially Frostburn Weird. That's the most important one.
Frostburn Weird, Judge's Familiar, Nightveil Spectre are all multicolored. Larry did have one of his few monocolored creatures, though, as he had a turn 2 Tidebinder Mage.
Yeah, I mean, he can't block the flyers, but he can definitely attack right past them. So that's really important. All right, so there is a Tidebinder Mage. So it looks like Chris is willing to offer a trade, and this would actually be a good trade for Chris because Larry wants Blue Devotion.
Right, you see there's a Master of Waves hanging out in Larry's hand, so he can't really afford to lose those 2 blue mana symbols.
Exactly. So there's a second Plains, and we see, wow, 2 1-drops here.
Yep.
Boar's Elite and Dryad Militant.
The triple 1-drop start is really kind of the MO for this white deck.
Oh,
They're
it really
playing
is.
Boros Elite, Soldier of the Pantheon, and Dryad Militant, all as 1-drops, 4 ofs in the deck.
Well, it looks like Larry does have a pretty strong hand. I see a Mutavault. We do see the Master Waves. I believe he has another Judge's Familiar. So, you know, trading off a Judge's Familiar for, say, the Dryad Militant is actually not that bad.
Yeah, no, he has the full suite. He has the turn 3 Thassa into turn 4 Master of Waves available to him.
Okay, so he's going to take that route. And
yeah, almost certainly, because that means the Thassa will get to attack next turn, as well as him getting a swarm of 2/1s.
Sure. Now, do you think Larry's just swinging with the Judge's Familiar? Looks like he wants to trade.
He wants to trade, which is interesting, because if he trades it, the Thassa will not be a 5/5 on the next turn.
Yeah, and he also loses 1 extra elemental token from Master Waves. So kind of interesting. Normally with Mono Blue Devotion, you never want to lose your permanents.
Right.
That's the idea of the deck.
If he was committed to losing the permanents, it seems like he's changed his strategy. He didn't trade away the Tidebinder Mage because he wanted to hang on to his devotion. But I think once he saw the triple 1-drop start, he decided that he had to change his strategy and now wants to trade.
Exactly. Now Chris is looking to see what type of blocks Larry might have here. So he does trigger Battalion. So he has a 3/3, a 2/1 that's pro multicolor, and just a basic 2/1 here.
So Larry can go for the double trade. If Chris has a Brave the Elements, that could be really rough for him.
Yeah, I believe he probably is not going to lose that Tidebinder Mage. I think that's too valuable since the Blue Devotion there is for 2.
Right.
So trading the Judges Familiar with Dryad Militant, that's fine. You know, save some damage. And maybe he doesn't care so much that Thassa's not going to be turned on.
Yeah, you do see the Brave the Elements in Chris's hand. That's accompanied by the Frontline Medic that he now makes off a Mutavault.
Yeah. All right, so Larry draws another island, but I do think he has a second Mutavault in hand. So those Mutavaults might come in handy later on, especially to you know, get around those Brave the Elements.
Yeah, they're going to be important on both sides of the board. Remember, both of these are aggro decks. And I think, as you said, he kept the Tidebinder Mage because he wants to have enough devotion when he plays this Master of Waves. He doesn't necessarily care about activating the Thassa so much as getting a critical mass of 2/1s.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to have 4 tokens here, and it looks like Chris is not going to be able to do anything about it. So
yeah, this is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Chris does have a couple options available to him. That Frontline Medic is doing a lot of work because Chris's attackers will be indestructible at the very least. He will still have to win the race, which could be a little difficult for him. But and he has that one last hurrah in a Brave the Elements.
Yeah, now it is kind of important for that Thassa to be turned on because at least the Thassa could just, you know, kind of fog 3 damage, rather than Larry might have to start chump blocking here.
Right.
Yeah, so that one play with the Judges Familiar trade is pretty interesting, to be honest. You know, doing the math, he is on 13. So if he would have taken it, it would have been on 11, and that only would have been 10 damage. So Larry still would have been okay here.
It's the same number of turns.
But now it's the Mutavault, but he didn't know about the Mutavault on the decision. So
right, the Mutavault was played after the decision.
Yeah, so I guess Larry had to make that play, otherwise he would have been dead here. Well, the Mutavault doesn't have an effect, so...
Yeah, because Brave doesn't actually affect Mutavault. It only affects white creatures.
Yeah, so even though that would be the 11th and 12th damage, it wouldn't be able to get through. So
right.
It would have
only
been
two
10.
turns both ways.
Yeah, I was right the first time. Yeah, it is only 10 damage. But now it's a different story. Yeah. Now Chris only has 8 damage on the table.
Yeah, Chris can continue to commit to the board here too. He has drawn a Daring Skyjack for the turn. The problem that he's going to have is that his creatures are really bad at blocking.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, I think Chris has to just swing in with everything.
Yeah, they're only indestructible when they attack. Boros Elite really is only a card when it attacks.
Yeah. Does Chris have land in his hand? Because if he has land, he could play the Skyjack and attack with the Mutavault as well.
I believe he does.
Okay. So I kind of like that line, kind of, clear up some of Larry's tokens because Larry's going to have to do something here. Let's see. He has 8, 10, 15, the Mutavault, but he'll have one blocker left, and he would still have to turn on Thassa. So Chris is not really in danger of dying quite
Yeah,
yet.
he's not going to take 19 next turn. He's going to take a lot of damage, but all Chris needs to do is get enough damage through so that a Brave the Elements could be lethal the following
I
turn.
think what Chris is worried about is a second master because a second master would actually kill him. It would be 3, 6,
yeah, a second
9,
master
12.
could kill him.
Yeah, the second master would actually kill him if he only had one blocker left. So I guess maybe that's what he's worried about.
Yeah, that's a fair thing to be worried about. So he's going to leave back the Mutavault
3,
to
6,
block.
9, 12, 14, 16.
I think he because if he
No,
leaves it-
yeah.
if he leaves back this Mutavault
Okay.
to block and then has the Daring Skyjack as well to block, he doesn't really have to worry about getting lethal at all next turn.
Yeah, that's fair. And the second master probably wouldn't even do it that turn. Chris is on 19.
Yeah, 19's a lot to do in one swing, and
Yeah,
even with another master,
it would-
you're
yeah,
right, it's
it'd be a
very
couple points short, yeah.
close.
Okay.
So this is a swing. It's for 8 with Indestructible, and
So
Larry's
Larry
going
just
to take
takes
the whole
it
thing.
all. What's his game plan here? Is he just not worried about a Brave the Elements?
It's possible that Larry's decided he just can't play around Brave the Elements.
Okay.
I mean, the way he would play around it is by making a lot of chump blocks there. So I think either he needs to block everything or nothing. Those are
Yeah.
his 2 lines, and he's going with the block nothing.
well, I mean, those Mutavaults could have actually bought him another turn, but now they can no longer buy him another turn because the Skyjack will have flying. So that's 3 points in the air. He'll go down to 2.
And one of those 3 attackers
Would have to get in.
through.
Yeah, so that's
this
exactly
is-
5.
Chris does have lethal next turn.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe Larry could have done something else.
Yeah,
That Judge's familiar play, I still think, maybe
Yeah.
it came back to haunt him there.
Well, right here, he either has to choose an aggressive line or defensive. He can either choose to play around Brave the Elements and make the big chump block, or he can just say, well, I will win if he doesn't have it, and I make no blocks, which I think like I said, that's the play he made.
Given the way the cards played out, and I mean, even early on, we kind of noticed that the Judge's familiar would have actually brought Chris down to 18. Then that one attack where Thassa would have been active the last turn, Chris would have been at went from 18 down to 13. Or he would have had the chump block. But from 13, it would have been lethal.
More importantly, the difference between 5 and 3 life on Larry's side really hasn't been that relevant.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if he goes activate Mutavault, he's only facing down 12 damage. So Chris would survive at 7.
Well, let's see what he can make out of the board here. I don't think he can put 19 damage through this turn.
Yeah, no, he can't. And you can see Larry's really thinking about it. Has his hand on his head, just wondering, where did the game go wrong? Is there anything I could do to kind of survive another turn? He does have the Judge's Familiar in hand, which will turn on the Thassa, But the only problem is that it's still not going to stop that Brave the Elements. That's why Brave the Elements is so good. It's essentially 1 mana, deal 8 damage. 1 mana, deal 7 damage.
Yeah, it gets you those last points of damage so frequently.
Oh, it really does, yeah. Okay, so there is the Judge's Familiar. And Larry is just contemplating. All right, so I think what Larry's trying to do now, he's trying to think, okay, well, if he doesn't have Brave the Elements, what are my best attacks? That's probably what he's going through his head right here, yeah. And I think it's probably involving Thassa and all the tokens at minimum here. Maybe those Mutavaults would want to get in there, but it seems like he's probably going to leave them back and just
Well,
think.
if he's playing to the no Brave line, he's going to assume that there could be 5 creatures attacking him next turn.
Sure.
So he has to make sure that he blocks 4. He can't actually, so he can put the, so he's going to have to leave back 4 blockers. So he's leaving back Master of Waves, Tiebinder Mage.
Ideally, he could only leave back 3, because the Mutavault would be a 2/2, and the
Soldier's a 2/2, so
yeah.
he could just only block 3.
Yeah, but
He's left back up to 5
5
blockers,
which the line doesn't make that much sense in general, because it's not really playing around what he should be playing around, which is Breed the Elements, which he can't play around anyway.
Right.
But yeah, it's just unfortunate. Larry was on the play this game, and it looks like as long as everything goes according to plan, Chris will be able to win this game and be set up nicely having a 1-game lead in this matchup. All right, so I think Chris is just doing some extra math just to make sure. Okay, what can
Does
really
he
go
have
wrong?
to block with the Skyjack?
Yeah,
Or a Mutavault?
do I have to worry about like a cyclonic rift? Is there anything that could really cause this to go sour here? Maybe a rapid hybridization he might, because I mean Larry only has one card in hand,
Yep.
so he shows him to brave the elements, and I think Larry just took a look at his life total, realizes this is probably it. He's gonna try to activate the Mutavaults, but it's not gonna be enough to get in the way.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he just shows him. Yeah, he didn't even need to do anything with the Mutavault there. All right. So Larry is is down a game.
Yeah. Chris Barone takes the first game. The white-red aggro deck pushing into what could be yet another finals for the deck.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it won in Los Angeles. It got second in Dallas, I believe.
The red-white devotion.
The red-white devotion
in Dallas.
Okay, sure. So Lundqvist won with it, and now it could be in the finals again.
Yeah.
It's up a game. All right, so Larry right now is down in games. He's going to go to the sideboard. He's going to try to figure out what can I do, what can I board in for this matchup. As you can see, both players are taking a look at the deck list right there, trying to figure everything out. I'm sure last night they probably went over this a couple of times, probably talked to their friends about this.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages of having that break between the top 8 and top 4. But while those players go over the deck lists, we're going to bring you back into the booth to do one of our giveaways. We're going to do trivia once again.
All right, great. I love this trivia.
Yeah, trivia. So the rules to the game are that we're going to ask a question, and if you're watching, because you have to be watching the live stream, not the rebroadcast, obviously. But you have to put in an answer with the hashtag SCG Premium, which you see on the bottom of the screen there. If you have the correct answer, at the end of all of our top 4 matches, we will select one correct answer to win 6 months of Star City Game Premium.
Yep. All right. So the question here is pretty much all you have to do is let us know, all right, who are the 3 commentators at the Star City Invitational in Las Vegas in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Who's going to be doing the commentary? All right, why don't you tweet at those guys if you like them? If not, you guys could just, hashtag SCG Premium and tweet at SCG Live. Tweet at everybody. Why not?
All right.
Yeah, I love it. Someone's going to walk away with 6 months premium, and it's a good way to start a Sunday.
Yeah,
like 6 winning something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you aren't the one who wins something, we do another giveaway in the finals. We do a full year of Star City Premium, so make sure that you stay tuned for that.
And at least you got it right. You could tell, everybody you got it right. You could brag about it on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you're talking about the match. Let's go ahead and look at their sideboards for this.
We're going back here. All right. So Chris is, obviously he's up a game. He's in pretty good position. What is he going to try to do to take this down?
Well, he just needs to the biggest problem in his deck against this mono blue devotion deck are going to be things like Master of Waves and an activated Thassa. Those cards are pretty hard to deal with.
Exactly.
And we saw Master Waves was really potent that last game.
Yeah.
So he's going to board in. He has 4 Banisher Priests in his sideboard, and that's going to be one of his key weapons for fighting against that.
Yeah, the sideboard on screen actually is going to switch for you right now. All right,
there we go.
So there you have it corrected. So it's definitely going to be the 4 Banisher Priests are coming in.
Yeah, I would say for sure these 4 Banisher Priests are coming in. They deal with Larry's best cards.
And probably the 2 Flames of the Firebrand, correct?
The 2 Flames of the Firebrand,
it seems pretty good, right?
It doesn't kill the Master Waves. He's pro-red.
It doesn't kill the Master, but what it could do, it could kill like a Cloudfin Raptor that's, not really evolved, and something else like Tiebinder Mage. It could do Tiebinder Mage and Judge's Familiar. It has some.
The difficulty is, I'm
Night Veil
wondering.
Spectre. You want to kill Night Veil Spectre, right?
Yeah, I am wondering whether or not he makes that play because, one of the cards you're mentioning there is Judge's Familiar, and you can't actually, to Flames a Judge's Familiar and something else, you have to do it on 4 mana.
Sure.
And that's a lot of mana for the white-red aggro deck because we saw, I think that was, he won the first game on turn 5.
Yeah, he did have 4 mana there, but I understand what you're saying. I still think Flames is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, Pacifism. What do you think about Pacifism? Again, Pacifism is a 2-mana way instead of a 3-mana way to stop Night Veil Spectre.
It is a way to stop Night Veil Spectre. So, I don't know. I know in some matchups Night Veil Spectre is the best card out of mono blue. I'm wondering in this matchup how much Chris has to care about Night Veil Spectre. It is a 3-mana 2/3, which when Larry's been forced into the defensive role in this matchup.
Sure.
And Night Veil Spectre is much better at being aggressive than defensive.
Yeah, Chris does have a card like Daring Skyjack, which could just trade up for.
Right.
For it's like a 2-mana 3/1 compared to a 3-mana 2/3.
Yeah, I think the question is how many cards Chris wants to board out.
Yeah, he doesn't really want to, thin his deck out too much of solid creatures and a good curve or whatnot, and obviously he wants to leave him to brave the elements. On the other hand, Lara has a couple of options as well. He could bring in Domestication, Aetherling, obviously not. Jace Architect of Thought, no. Jace Memory Adept, no. So we'll see what Larry decides to do here.
Sounds great. Larry will once again be on the play this game.
All right, looks like he's taking a look at his hand. I see at least one island, maybe two.
Now, when you're playing this deck from Larry's side, you know that he is generally the defensive deck in this matchup, right?
Yes,
he
he
can't
is.
be as fast. If he has a hand that is aggressive, but not very good at defending, do you think he can keep it and try to race, or does he have to look for things that are better at blocking?
I mean, it's really tough, and it really just comes down to what Larry think about the matchup. And here, as you can see, both players decided to take a mulligan, which, in my opinion, actually favors Chris here.
Okay, so tell me about that.
All right, well, the thing is that normally the Mono Blue Devotion deck is pretty good where if it has time to set up what it wants to set up. But if Larry just goes turn 3 Thassa, doesn't have Devotion, him just scrying is going to do nothing against Chris's aggressive deck.
So kind of like going back to that affinity analogy, every card has this critical mass element to it. So just as your hand gets smaller, it's hard to put the pieces together.
Yeah, but I mean, if Chris was playing against me, maybe like a mid-range deck or more of a control-y deck, just having a Thassa will allow him to draw a half a card each turn, essentially. But here, that half a card won't do anything for the most part.
If he plays a Thassa and you count Thassa drawing half a card, Thassa will probably draw about 1 or 1.5 cards by the end of the game.
And it's not going to do that much in this matchup. But against a control deck, it would go a lot longer. Maybe it would draw like up to 6 cards or something.
Yeah, we do see a Jace, Architect of Thought, in Larry's opening hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't think he's going to bring the extra Jaces from the sideboard, but probably 2's the right number here. Maybe 3.
He may not have the flexibility to start cutting Jaces.
Yeah, exactly. But having 4 against, I mean, obviously the -1/-0 is very good, but it still is 4 mana, and sometimes the white aggro deck doesn't even care about just a -1/-0. It could just plow through anyway.
Yeah, some of the cards he has to get rid of are cards like Binding of Thassa. Larry's on 5 now.
Larry is on 5.
What it looked like the hand he had there, I did see a bit of it. It was single island Jace, Nykthos, Mutavault Island, which
is just too slow.
Yeah, that's...
If his first play is turn 4 Jace, it's not going to do anything.
No, and he didn't even have the second blue for turn 4 Jace, so he either draws a land in that hand, which is terrible because there's too many lands, or he doesn't draw a land, in which case he can't play the Jace.
Exactly. I think Jace would have been so much better here in this matchup, say, if the Mono Blue Devotion deck was something with like blue-black Devotion, where if he had like Doomblades or something.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, and then he could play Jace, refill, get more removal spells, and handle Chris's small creatures. But because of the fact that Larry pretty much has almost no removal, I mean, Rapid Hybridization is not a removal spell, especially against a deck where if you're just killing a 3/1 to give him a 3/3.
In a racing situation, cards like Binding of Thassa become removal because you can force your opponent to attack. But Chris is attacking anyway.
Yeah, he wants to attack, and Biden is just so slow because it comes down to turn 4. It's probably not even going to do anything.
Yeah, I imagine they're not in his deck. For this game.
Yeah. Jace is definitely. I mean, I don't think Jace is insane against the White Red Aggro deck, but it's definitely better than Biden.
All right, so on 5, we do see that Larry.
All right, looks like you give a head nod.
Lands.
I see a Mutavault. No,
it was just a Mutavault. The only land was a Mutavault.
Okay. All right, so Larry's on 4. All right, so it's not really looking too good for Larry. I don't think Larry envisioned this last night. He probably went to sleep and he was like, all right, in the morning, I'm going to get the nut hand. It's going to be turn 1 Cloudfin Raptor, turn 2 Frostborn Weird.
When you're in a mull to 4 situation here, I know I'm saying there's not too much to work with, but what I always hope is that my opponent has kept a greedy keep. So like it's very possible maybe Chris kept a hand with a great curve but only 1 land, and he's saying, boy, a second land makes the hand. You have to hope that your opponent stumbles a little bit because you're going to need some time to recover.
Yeah, I mean, once Larry goes down to 4, I don't really think he could go down to 3.
Right. We've talked about that before. Sometimes you just keep every 4.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's just 4 spells, he has to go to 3.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to have turn 1 just to say go to your opponent.
It's just too bad. Yeah, there's a Cyclonic Rift. It looks like I
don't think he has a land. No,
he does have 1 land. Yeah, so he just has to keep. Yeah, nothing really could do. All right, so he decides to keep. And they're going to start off. There's an island, and there is the Cloudfin Raptor. Oh,
and
wow.
He's going to need running.
He just drew the temple, too, so he definitely has a second land, and he does have the red source.
Yeah.
All right, so he draws a Tidebinder Mage, and he just passes the turn. So his hand is like Cyclonic Rift, Jace, Tidebinder Mage. Yeah, it could be quick here.
So if he draws 3 running lands, that's his best. Is he still in it?
I mean, of course he's still in the game. Is it a high percentage chance of him winning? Obviously not.
All right, well, there's number 1, so we do see Tidebinder Mage.
So he evolves Cloudfin Raptor, which is very important because Cloudfin Raptor could just trade with that Soldier of Pantheon if he chooses to do so.
I like how he played that he recognized that because of his mulligan, he didn't attack with the Cloudfin Raptor.
Exactly.
I thought that was really heads up for him.
Yeah, he wants to keep that Tidebinder Mage around here. So I think Chris probably won't even attack with the Soldier Pantheon here. He might, because he might be worried about that Cloudfin Raptor evolving again. He doesn't really want Larry to play, say, for example, like Frostborn Weird and make the Cloudfin Raptor too big for the Soldier Pantheon to ever get through. So actually attacking here is pretty good. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chris just swings in with the Soldier Pantheon here and hopes for the trade.
When you're up 3 cards on your opponent, every trade is really good
Exactly.
for you.
Oh, he's going to Brave the Elements. That's pretty interesting.
Well, so you either can trade Raptor for Soldier or Raptor for Brave the Elements. I do like that he traded it for Brave the Elements.
Do you
there.
really?
Yeah, I think Brave the Elements is a good card that punching through a wall, but I just don't think Larry's hand is going to set up a wall very well.
Okay, all right. So now Larry essentially, well, that actually goes to his hand, that Precinct Captain, not the graveyard.
Yeah.
All right, good. So now Larry actually essentially mulliganed down to 3 because him Cyclonic Rifting the Precinct Captain is just him
Playing it as a
discarding.
life gain card.
Yeah, and like normally life gain cards are just a mulligan, you know. So it's bad, but what can Larry really do?
Yeah, Chris isn't without his own issues. He doesn't have a 3rd land here. So
No, he does. He doesn't play.
Oh, okay. So he just has the 3rd land. So
Yeah,
he
exactly,
So he
yeah.
has absence of Banisher Priest, Frontline Medic,
And the Precinct Captain.
He can go Precinct Captain Boros Elite, which I think is.
I mean,
that's the play he probably makes.
Just playing the frontline medic, he's gonna like. What can Larry really do?
Right. Both of them are pretty good plays.
Yeah. All right. So Soldier Pantheon, does it attack this turn? Does it not attack?
I think it depends which line he goes
Well,
with. With the Banisher Priest
Priest,
line,
of
it
course.
certainly attacks.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if he'd gone with a double creature line, I would say no, it doesn't attack.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I like that line. So Larry draws another 4-drop. He has Jace Master.
Yeah, so he's dropping to 11. Larry's going to need 2 running lands, and even then things will be pretty rough.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and now
This
he goes
is-
with
and then he keeps
Ajani
it-
on top.
Oh, wow.
That should be lethal with the Ajani.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Larry tutored every turn, he would still be a huge underdog, maybe impossible. But is this the last turn here, or?
Well, I believe so. Well, that Banisher Priest certainly doesn't help things. And that'll be it.
Yeah.
Chris Barone,
All
2
right.
games to 0, defeats Larry Suriel. Chris is
Jeez.
on to the finals.
That was crazy. That was quick.
That was quick. Game
It-
1 was really impressive from